Hi everyone, it's Deanna. So our next step in our WordPress website development is we're going to protect the site from other people seeing it for right now because we're in the process of developing it. This is totally optional. You can do this or you can just choose to have your site out live. I think I would suggest you might want to keep it under wraps and not have it open to the public. So because we used an installation script through something called Mojo Marketplace through our hosting company, it automatically added a coming soon page. But quite honestly, this one's kind of ugly. And it's promoting their stuff, which is fine. But if I were you, I wouldn't want this. It's nice because it says website coming soon, admin login, but it's just not really looking that good. So there are plenty of plugins that you can get to do what we call maintenance mode and have your site protected, not open for public view. Here is another website that I have where we do have maintenance mode on. And this is much more flexible because I can indicate what content I want here. So I can put my phone number if I'm a new business and I'm just starting out. I can say my website's under construction, but you can contact me and give my email address and phone number if that's what you want to do. So what we are going to do right now is we're going to go back to the back end of our WordPress website and we're going to get rid of this coming soon page. And what we're going to do is replace the coming soon page with something that is a little nicer like this. So I click over and you see right here it says your site is currently displaying a coming soon page. Once you're ready to launch your site, click here. So we're not ready to launch the site, but we're just going to get rid of that and then we're going to install another plugin. So now it says, congratulations, your site is now live. Click here to view it. We don't have to do that because we are using something called tabbed browsing. And this is in Chrome, but it's also available in Internet Explorer, Safari, and Firefox. So I'm just clicking between these two, in this case, 3 tabs. So this is the way the site looked with the coming soon page. I am just going to hit the refresh button to reload the page, and what we will see is what the actual site looks like right now, which isn't terribly impressive because it's just the default WordPress theme, but in a future video we're going to obviously change this. So now what we're going to do is click back to our back end of our website, and we are going to go look for a plugin to put a maintenance mode plugin, a coming soon page that we like. We're going to click, okay, I screwed up, but I do this all the time. There's like 2 ways to do everything in WordPress. You might have noticed there is a link down here that says add new. I could have clicked that, but instead I have a habit of clicking installed plugins, but there's an add new button right there. So it gets me to the same place. It's just 2 clicks, and that's just a habit I have. So this is plugins. We're going to talk a whole bunch more about plugins down the line, but for right now, what you need to know is there is a plugins directory, and it just literally, it must have hundreds of thousands of plugins that you can use to extend the capability of your site. So that's what a plugin is. It's literally like a small piece of software that enhances your site. In some ways, it could be a utility to back up your site automatically. Like we already have installed, we have Akismet. Akismet screens the spam from your blog comments for you. Right now, we've got a couple other, these are just suggestions. WP Super Cache is a plugin that's designed to make your site faster. So there are just, again, hundreds of thousands of plugins that allow you to extend or have better utilities for your website. So the plugin that we're going to look for is, I believe it's the one that I want to call maintenance mode. So Over here on the right, it says search plugins. So what we're looking is for a maintenance plugin. And you can see I've already typed this, so it's already filling it out. And then I'm just going to hit enter. It's going to find all of the free plugins that are out there that are available for me to download. So you do need to be a little bit careful when you're downloading. Usually things through this WordPress plugin directory is pretty safe. And the first thing you're going to see is there's a number of suggestions that have come up. So what I look at, number one, is the number of reviews. Of course, the reviews, and in this case, this one has like 4.5 stars, but also the number of reviews. Because it's fine if it's got 5 stars, but if only 4 people, kind of like this one over here, only 4 people have used it, that may not be enough for you to feel comfortable that it's going to work all the time on every site, right? So kind of go for the ones that have the highest number of reviews and the best rankings. So this one here is a simple one called maintenance. Now another thing to look at is when was it last updated? And let me explain to you why that's important. That's important because WordPress, the underlying software, gets updated quite often. So if a plugin has not been updated for a year or more, it may not work with your current version of WordPress, and it could also be, since it's not updated, it also might expose you to some vulnerabilities where somebody could get in and hack your site. So you do want to look at a plugin that has been updated recently. So this is an interesting dilemma here. We've got this one that has 100,000 plus active installs, 4.5 stars, and it was updated 8 months ago, but it has not been tested with the current version of WordPress. May or may not be a problem, but it's just letting us know that. The second option has 20,000 plus active installs, but only 34 reviews. It was updated as recently as 4 days ago. So if you look at it from the standpoint of most recent, this one's the most recent and it's the most compatible. It's just generally, you just have to take your chances. Now I happen to have good experience with maintenance, so I am going to click the install now button. If it was to cause me a problem, I can delete it and install something else. So when you install a plugin, you can see how fast it works. It automatically uploads, unzips the files, installs the files. Then the only thing left for us to do is activate it. And you have to activate it for it to work. Now maintenance is here, and look, it automatically put itself on. So let's go back to our current website. Let's hit that reload button again, and let's see what it looks like. Oh, isn't that weird? It says maintenance. Oh, I know why. If you are logged into your website, you always see your website. You don't see maintenance mode. So I'm going to copy that URL, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in another browser window. Okay, and this is what it looks like. And it's funny, it looks just like the other one because it must have been the default, and I've just let it be the default. So it has my website name. It says maintenance mode is on. Website will be available soon. Copyright and the year. So we're gonna change this. We're gonna make it look a little nicer and give a little more information here. So we'll go back to the site and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, back at our website, you're gonna see that it created a link over here in the left-hand menu for maintenance. And this is what's going to allow us to edit that information that we saw in the coming soon. So right now you can see green button means it's on. If I wanted to turn it off, I just click it and it goes away. Website under construction maintenance mode is on. So the page title is going to be this top information you see. So you know what I would do? I would just say I'm going to put my page, my website name, DIY marketing. and then website under construction. So I would just say our website is, you gotta excuse my typing, I don't type and talk at the same time very well, is under construction. And I also have a bad habit of doing capital letters. Okay, our website's under construction. Here we could put some more information. Like I said, if this is a new business and you don't want to risk the fact or lose the opportunity to connect with someone, you can say something like, while we're building, you can reach us at, and let's say your name at, something like this, your name at, because we're just playing here, right? And you can say, or call me at 916-555-1212. You can change that. If you had a logo, you can upload a copy of your logo and that will appear, which would be very nice from a branding perspective. You can also upload a different background image. So let's just do that, because that's kind of an interesting and fun segue into the media library. And I'm going to talk in much more detail later on. Media library is where all of your images are stored. So when I clicked on that, it's going to ask me automatically I can drag and drop files, or I can select files from my computer. And I'm just going to go to my image gallery, and if you give me a sec, I'm going to search around. I'm going to find a nice background. Okay, I'm kind of lazy, so I just went into the default example pictures that Microsoft has. I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to say select image. So I could do that, or I could get rid of the image and just have a solid color, and that is what this would be here. And you can see I can change the font color, which I might do because I think the default font color that we saw was white, and the white might not show up that well on this. So I'm going to select black. And you could select a different font family. You could do all kinds of stuff here. You can see, you can get fancy if you want, and I'm going to save the changes. So again, I'm not going to be able to see it over here because we're logged in. So I'm going to go back to that little, back to the browser window and find it. Okay, so you can see I did that. Oh my gosh, I guess black on this isn't a good idea. So I'm going to go make it white again. Hang on, let me switch. Okay, so we're going to change that font color back to white. And the other thing is, why don't we try a different font? And these are just tons and tons of fonts. And you see, you could just, forever, you could spend time playing with fonts. But let's see what that one looks like. And don't forget to save your changes. Okay, we're back over here. Let's refresh this page, see what we got. Oh, that's kind of nice. That's kind of hard to read, but you get the idea. You can change the font, you can change the color, you can change the background image. Now, whenever you're not logged into your WordPress site and you enter this information, you're going to say, well, how do I get into my site? Well, you see this little lock over here on the right? You click on that and enter your username and password, and you can log into WordPress, the back end of your WordPress site right here. So anyway, I'm going to switch us back. Hang on, there we are. So again, we have maintenance mode on, so we are protecting our website from the general public until we're finished. You can turn it on and off. What I did was, instead of using the default one, I installed my own so I could have my own information on here. And once the site is done and ready to be viewed by the public, all you'll need to do is click this green button and turn it off. Hope that answers some questions in terms of maintenance mode. Kind of went on a little longer than I intended, but it's just good information to have, because anytime you do want to take your site down for any reason, this is the way to do it.